non-negotiable, and we demand free and fair elections. The evidence of election fraud is overwhelming. No, it's not.
Okay.
We demand that on January 20th, a new election is conducted. Oh, they want a new election.
On January 20th.
On January 20th.
On the day of the inauguration.
Which is not according to the Constitutional. That's non-negotiable.
Right.
They cited just a few sentences earlier.
Right.
They want paper ballots only. They want no electronic voting. They want no mail-in ballots, no absentee ballots, no in-person with ID or in-person with an ID or no vote, which that was not in the Constitution.
No, none of this is in the Constitution. All this is under the purview of each individual state. So they have absolutely no right to demand federal rules for all of this.
They also wanted it monitored by the National Guard, which I believe also would be outside the bounds of the Constitution.
So they want to basically federalize our elections, which is completely unconstitutional.
Which is what the Republicans have been arguing against with our voter reform or the Election Reform Act that Democrats have been trying to push through. So it's kind of odd, isn't it?
It's completely unconstitutional because the states are in charge of elections.
Yeah, and it also says in here, a special mention to Mitch McConnell, Kevin McCarthy, Mike Pence, and Bill Gates. We the people are watching you.
Bill Gates is the source of a lot of conspiracy theories.
I know. I just love to see it in there with Mitch McConnell, Kevin McCarthy, and Mike Pence.
Yeah.
And also they said, Rand Paul and Ron DeSantis, we the people love you.
All right.
I don't know how that fits into it. But yeah, this plan, so they talked about...
So they handed that out to everybody?
This was handed... I don't think it actually ended up in the hands of people that day as far as... I have not heard that yet.
Okay.
This is what the Patriot Boys were talking about distributing. But they went into
plans... The Proud Boys.
I'm sorry, the Proud Boys.
Uh-huh.
I can't keep... Patriot Front, Proud
right.
Boys,
okay.
both keepers.
Okay.
Patriot Front dresses up, rides around U-Hauls, and goes
right.
to gay pride parades in matching outfits.
Right. Okay.
Proud Boys show up at Drag Queen Story Time.
And so this was Proud Boys only?
This was a Proud Boys plan.
Okay.
And they also talked a lot in here about the different office buildings around the D.C. complex.
Yep.
Including the buildings that Representative Loudermilk was giving tours
exactly.
of.
Those are the tunnels that go in between the Capitol and each individual office building.
Yeah, and we got a lot of news about those tours yesterday. I have a whole section of clips here.
Okay.
To talk about the Loudermilk saga.
Okay.
And I want to get through these here in this opening segment here. So let's start with clip number 8 if we can.
Okay.
When it comes out, and
this is
no mistake about it, the Capitol Police were clear that they are trained in looking for suspicious activity, and the group I had in the House office buildings did nothing suspicious.
I mean, it was a total lie. I'm just
close the door on it.
So that was Representative Loudermilk on Tuesday night.
Okay.
On the Laura Ingraham show, and this is after that memo came out from the Capitol Police. Saying, "Oh, we didn't see anything suspicious here."
Right, and then the January 6th Commission released that video.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here he goes on. He has one more thing to say about that.
Well, I'm sure the committee's going to move the goalpost to try to save face. Look, there was nothing nefarious that happened on the 5th. To most of us, and I guess to all of us, we had no idea what was going to transpire on the 6th. It was just another legislative day.
I think the January 6th Commission is disproving that nobody had any idea what was going to be going on.
Correct, and he says something there that I think is really funny. He says the January 6th Committee is moving the goalpost. Who's been moving the goalpost all along is Loudermilk, because Loudermilk first came out and said there were no tours.
Right.
Then the January 6th Committee said, BT Dubs, there was a tour and you gave it. To which Loudermilk said, oh, well, those were just constituents, nothing nefarious going on.
But the Capitol complex was closed because of COVID and security reasons because of the inauguration.
Correct.
They were starting to build the platforms for the inauguration.
Yes.
So, yes, they closed down the Capitol.
They closed down the Capitol. And also, one of the things that Loudermilk keeps talking about is he says, well, the gift shop was open that day. The gift shop.
The gift shop is outside of the Capitol building itself on the plaza underneath in the new Capitol entry complex.
Okay. I've not been to the Capitol since 1989.
Yeah, so the gift shop inside the Capitol, that doesn't matter. It's outside the Capitol.
And regardless, the gift shop would be open because there were a lot of new representatives coming in that week. They literally started, this was on the 5th, they started work on the 3rd, was the day they all reported. So there were a lot of new members of Congress who wanted to get swag to take home to their family, their kids. Look, mommy and daddy are Congress members.
Yep.
We've got all this stuff here. So it would make sense for the Capitol gift shop to be open at that time.
Absolutely.
But Loudermilk there was talking about moving the goalposts. He's the one who's moving the goalposts. Let's just be clear about this. Like I said, there was no Capitol tour. Then, well, there was a Capitol tour, but it was nothing nefarious about it.
Right.
Then it was like, oh, look, there's video of your Capitol tour. This does look a little bit, or we have video of the Capitol tour.
Right.
Then Loudermilk got the Capitol Police to put out a statement saying, oh, nothing to see here, nothing to see here.
Right.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's weird that the Capitol Police put out that statement saying that there was nothing wrong with what Loudermilk was doing. Yes, there was. The Capitol complex was closed,
right,
because of COVID and security reasons.
And they were talking, and he was saying that when he was talking about the Capitol being, or there's nothing. The Capitol Police response. That's what I was trying to say. The Capitol Police response was. Last night on CNN, Officer Fanone was on with Anderson Cooper.
Yeah,
and he said
he's a CNN contributor.
He's a CNN contributor now. He was former Capitol Police, went to Metro Police,
right?
And he said that to him smells fishy because it's not the Capitol Police that would be investigating that. It would be the DOJ and it would be the FBI who would have the purview to do an investigation of that. No, they would have had access to the videotape or their videotapes that they could review and watch. And I think
the Capitol Police has access to security tapes, right? That they're the only people that have access to it. Like they can let people watch it. Like
well, the FBI and DOJ would as well. And Loudermilk himself is on the committee that oversees the Capitol administration. So he was able to get copies of these tapes as well.
Right.
And I don't know what tapes were given to the Capitol Police or what tapes they were requested to review.
So why would he think that that his tour wouldn't be on video? That's really weird.
Well, we do know there was a 2-hour gap, and he might know where cameras are located at in the facility, or he may not have given, when he asked the Capitol Police to say, hey, is there anything wrong with this video? You know, he obviously approached the Capitol Police to talk to him about this. He may not have given them all of the clips. He may have only given them what he felt that they needed to see.
Yeah, but the January 6th Commission subpoenaed all of the clips.
Correct.
And that's what they released yesterday or the day before.
And to that note, I do want to say Zoe Lofgren, in clip number 17, she had this to say about the Capitol Police letter that Loudermilk submitted.
I read the chief's letter, and maybe they didn't look at the same tapes we did, but you can clearly see on the videotape that this rioter was taking a video of the tunnel between the Rayburn building and the Capitol, that very same tunnel where I was evacuated along with other members from the floor of the House the very next day. It's concerning.
Just a little bit concerning. That was the escape route.
Right.
That the members of the Capitol be using. And anyone with any common sense who was planning, let's say, an attack on the Capitol, would know that those are the routes they're going to be taking when they're leaving the Capitol. So it makes sense that you
to be clear, just video of people taking photos of the tunnels and stuff isn't proof that they were casing the joint.
Correct.
I just have to say that.
That is an absolutely 100% fair.
I mean, it has to be corroborated with maybe some text messages or with some emails or something like that. And that may come out in today's hearing. We don't know.
Or in future hearings.
Exactly.
We don't know. Today's hearing is going to be focused on Pence and the effort to get him to overturn the election. So I don't know how much we're going to actually be getting into.
I know that there's a day. In fact, I think the day that we were supposed to have yesterday has been rescheduled to next week.
Yes.
And I think that was going to be Trump's link with the Proud Boys.
Correct.
And so I think that may come out in
further.
Yeah. Day 3, which has been rescheduled to next week.
But let's
today's day 4 actually.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's the third hearing.
It is the third hearing, but it's day 4 of the hearings. Day 3 has been rescheduled to next week.
Dude, time travel is so effing weird.
I know. I was I think it was the Washington Post has a breakdown of what's coming on each day.
And one thing that I am happy about, I'm sorry to fans of the show who wanted to hear our commentary on it. They've moved all of the morning hearings from 10 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific time to 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
So it's going to start an hour after our show ends live.
And so I appreciate that personally because I can watch it and focus on it, because this is something that I actually really, really.
But don't worry, most of these stations will be covering it for you. So.
Yes, for me, it was so much better. I don't know about how you watched the first hearing, the primetime hearing, but for me, I literally put down all of my social media, my computers, everything, and just focused on the hearing itself. The only time I picked up my phone to look at Twitter was when they took the recess.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be engaged in what they were saying, and I wanted to process it for myself. I didn't want to have like the outside chatter creeping into my head.
Yeah. I kind of I looked at all of it, but I paid more attention to it than I would like an episode of Real Housewives or something.
Oh no, really? That's and it was very engaging.
It was. They did a great job.
Now, just really quickly, I wanted to, if we can, let's just tease these next two. You were talking about we were talking about Loudermilk's tour and the gentleman that was on the tour. Let's get a little taste of that gentleman. This is the tourist. We don't have his name.
Okay. This is a tourist that was on Loudermilk's tour.
Taking pictures.
Okay.
This is him the next day at the Capitol on clip number 10.
It has begun.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Here at the Washington Monument, Washington, D.C. Say hello to Facebook.
Hey, what's going on, man? Glad to be here, bro.
This is our fearless leader.
Hey, baby.
Danny Hamilton.
Check out my flag I made, guys. See it? There you go, baby. That's for a certain person.
That's right. That's for somebody special. Somebody special.
Haha.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, you will see also that flagpole he was holding, at the end of it, the top of the flagpole had a sharp point on it that he had put on there. And he then took off charging across the plaza like he was a jouster, like a medieval knight of some sort. All right, let's get back into this. Clip number 11, the tourist. A little bit more of him from yesterday, or from the January 6th.
Right.
We're coming in like white on rice for Pelosi, Nadler, Schumer, even you, AOC. We're coming to take you out. We'll pull you out by your hairs. How about that, Pelosi? Might as well make yourself another appointment. I'll get done with you. You're going to need a shine up on top of that bald head.
Yeah.
That's threatening to scalp
that was
her.
a threat. Yes.
That's scary. And also, AOC tweeted yesterday, she said, about that clip in particular, she said, oh, there might be more information about where that guy was the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Which I find interesting.
Okay.
So she may have been looking into
find
this.
out.
Maybe some more information out there. So that's the tourists that were hanging out with Loudermilk. Let's jump into clip 12 real quick here.
Okay. This is Loudermilk.
This is Loudermilk. This is yesterday getting caught on Capitol Hill after the footage has been leaked.
Okay.
The Capitol Police went and reviewed all the video footage and said, one, there was no tour of the Capitol, which is what we've said. That was the original accusation, was there were tours of the Capitol, and there were not. And then the committee keeps shifting its narrative to where now it was a tour of the Capitol complex. It wasn't a tour. It was family that came to visit their congressman. We took them to lunch, took them to the gift shop, and, showed them around the House office buildings. And they're building a narrative, so you guys will run with it.
The narrative that's being built by him is the one that's suspicious.
Yeah.
Because it keeps changing, and he's wanting to distract from that.